Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Nerdsters of the Universe. I'm Kerwin,
Pizza.
and welcome to our Tuesday night live stream Nerd Talk. And make sure that is muted. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Now, we're going to talk about a couple of the shows that are still going on right now. We've got Marvel's What If. We've got Titans Season 3. I'm caught up on them. Don't know if Pizza's caught up on them. I am not caught up on Lower Decks, so that'll be Pizza's forte.
Yeah, I'm caught
We're
up on
going
that.
to talk about our excitement for hoping to be able to go to the sci-fi convention in Jersey. And right now, before going live, we were talking comic book collecting. You know, I'm trying to warn Pizza, get his comics off the floor in his basement, make sure they don't get flooded because he lives in an area that's in the path of Ida.
Well, usually it looks like it's, if you look at the screen, the way the screen goes, it's headed up towards northern Pennsylvania, New York area.
Yeah.
Where I'm at is like the lower right corner of Pennsylvania.
Yeah,
right,
but all we have to do is the crap we send your way, all it has to do is push it down a little bit.
Yeah. We'll get rain. We'll get heavy rain. But like, you know, if a few lawn chairs fall over, we're usually about where we're at. I'm not knocking on wood, you know, where we usually go, but
I need to know how to address you, man. How many pips you got on your collar?
none right now.
Oh.
I'm
You're
going
not
for
even ensign yet?
I'm going for the ECH on here today.
The
The Emergency Command Hologram.
So, we're talking comics. As I've mentioned in the live before, I use Comic Price Guide. I like it for some of the reasons I like it is, one, it shows practically all the variants. Not all of them, but out of all the ones I've looked into, it shows the most variant covers. So you can look at it and go, oh, I've got this variant. Captain Kung Fu, let us know what you want to hear us talk about, and that way we can get it out to you before the end of the night that you have to leave us. Because I felt bad that we didn't get to talk with you about Spider-Man No Way Home. So, guys, we're going to talk more on that because we want Captain Kung Fu in the conversation.
What Boba Fett show are you talking about?
The Book of Boba Fett.
The Book of Boba Fett. Okay, yeah. In December. Yeah, that's not till December. I can't wait for that one, too.
I can't either. I'm waiting for a little bit more info to come out on it. I know that they got stuff out there. There's a lot of speculation. A lot of people are posting stuff, but it's not confirmed. And as people know, I don't like talking about rumors.
Right.
If it's not confirmed, I don't feel the need to spread rumors. But so I haven't done a lot of homework on it because I'm just waiting. I think in about a month or so we'll get a lot of information rolling out on it. 20 minutes. All right. We're going to put the comic book talk on hold for a second. Captain Kung Fu, your thoughts on the No Way Home trailer? I mean, I was stoked. I'm wanting. I cannot wait.
The more I watch it, the more fuzzies I get with it.
Oh yeah, every time I watch it, I need to watch it on something larger than my phone or put my glasses on or something, because that scene people talk about where they see the lizard's hand come out.
Yeah,
I'm just like, I don't even see the back. Like the background just looks black to me. It just looks like he turns around. I don't see that hand. I've seen people slow it down and blow it up, but I guess I just need to dissect it more. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of dissecting stuff because it's Marvel. This is the same studio that showed us that the Hulk was fighting in the final battle at Wakanda when Thanos' group, army was going down. And we went and watched the movie and we didn't see Hulk fight. He hid away like a little wuss. So I guess Banner should have told him that if he came out, he could kill everybody and he would have come back out. Get that Venom reference?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. That's a red one.
Oh, shit.
Oh, man. But yeah, man, I'm stoked for it. I want to see Willem Dafoe as Goblin again. I was so disappointed he didn't come back in the Raimi movies because that one of my favorite Spider-Man story arcs from the 90s is when he comes back. A lot of people don't like the 90s books. I didn't like later on. I liked Back in Black, but the whole where they're basing this one on is after Back in Black. It's One More Day. I couldn't even read that comic series that much. I was not a fan of it at all. Some aspects were cool, but the moment they're all like, "Oh yeah, Spider-Man and Mary Jane's marriage is gone," it's like, wait, what? You know, we were upset when Gwen Stacy died, but then he got Mary Jane. It was like all nerds growing up in the 70s and 80s or whatever, where you were looked at as a nerd. You weren't going to get anything. You're going to have glasses and do whatever. And you relating to this other character that is a nerd. Peter Parker is a nerd, and he gets someone like Mary Jane. You're like, there's hope. I just need to get bit by a radioactive spider. Yeah.
Isn't that how you met Crashly?
Stop, Matthew.
She got bit by a spider.
Matthew.
Yeah, Halloween. Yeah. Welcome, by the way. We got Halloween in the house.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, they're never direct adaptations, which, like I said, I hope this is not the end of Spider-Man in the MCU, though. That is one thing that I worry about. I honestly think that my opinion on the situation with Peter Parker Spider-Man is Sony and Marvel, Disney, should, I say Marvel because Marvel is the entertainment entity. Disney's the parent company, Marvel's the entertainment entity. You know, when Pretty Woman came out, they didn't go, Disney presents Pretty Woman. No, it was
right,
a studio owned by Disney. You know, so Marvel and Sony. Yeah, exactly. Some are going to be awesome. Some are going to be a miss. It's just law of averages. Yep. My opinion is Marvel should be able to keep Peter Parker in the MCU because I want to see his character evolve a lot more, and Sony should stick with Miles. That's my thoughts on it. They do exist in two different universes, so we can have that separation, and they can still do crossovers. But I hope that would. I love Raimi's films. I'm not a fan. I mean, I watched them, but I wasn't a fan of the Amazing Spider-Man movies. Those two, he didn't seem like Peter Parker to me. He seemed more like his character of Peter Parker seemed more like a Flash Thompson.
Yeah,
I felt that was Flash Thompson walking around as Spider-Man, like a what if thing. What if Flash Thompson got bit by a spider? I mean, his Spider-Man was okay, but his Peter Parker was just off for me. But I mean, the Gwen Stacy death scene was beautiful. Especially, and then the first one, her father's death scene. I mean, that they did the Stacy's justice. They did her dad and they did her justice. The villains, Lizard was decent. Electro and Green Goblin and Amazing Spider-Man 2 wasn't that good. I don't feel bad for Andrew Garfield in that role, Halloween. There's a reason he didn't get called back for the third movie. His head went like I remember when they were talking about it, they were talking about making a third one, and he would show up to the studio late and be like, "What are you going to do? Make it without me? You're fine." Like he would talk like that to the execs and stuff. Yeah, they didn't get along. From what I was reading, I wasn't in the room. I don't know.
We weren't there,
but there were a lot of articles and a lot of statements from the industry that were saying that. But I enjoyed Raimi's movies, but there were issues with it. I want more adults. I want more adult Peter Parker, though. I'm done with high school Parker. I'm done with high school Spider-Man. I want more adult Peter Parker. And I worry that when Sony gets a hold of it, it's going to be he's going to turn into a cameo character. That's what I worry about. I worry that we won't get any more Peter Parker. It'll be one of those things where they'll still focus on Miles Morales, and he may pop up here and there, but we're not going to get him anymore. And I don't want that.
Yeah, I have a feeling Peter Parker is going to be that background Obi-Wan Force Ghost character.
Yeah, and one of the reasons it scares me is because Marvel is killing off Peter Parker in the comics. This year, like with the next few issues or so, from what everybody tells me, they're killing him off. I mean, but they've messed up his character since One More Day. I mean, Gwen Stacy was cloned and came back to him, and he still stayed with Mary Jane. But poof, it all went away, all because he wanted the world to forget he was Spider-Man. So, finding Arbov. So in the scene where Doc Ock says, "Hello, Peter," before that in the trailer, he's on the car with traffic cones in the background, and they're crushed, but in the background of Doc Ock has a different background. Yes. Well, yeah, they do all kinds of manipulating with it. And the whole fact that Peter's in the same suit, that Tom Holland's in the same suit that Tobey Maguire wore in Spider-Man 3, it's highly possible they deep faked all that in there.
The black suit?
No, his suit.
Oh.
Normal suit.
The suit. Yeah, the shirt and tie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, exactly, Harlequin. I mean, and again, like I said, I love the Raimi movies with an adult Spider-Man in a solo world, like where he was the only superhero. But I want our Marvel Comics grown-up Spider-Man, where he's in a big city full of superheroes that he runs into all the time, and you watched him go from being high school Spider-Man to a mentor. You watched him become, the hero that a lot of other heroes look up to and listen to. And that's what I want to see go in there.
I think they made him young so they can give him a more longevity and keep going with it. Like Stark kind of turned over everything to him so we can watch him grow up a little more.
Well, yeah. And it makes
a little more cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching out of him.
It makes sense to make him young because he was young when the comics started out.
Right.
He was in high school and he grew up, and that was fine. I'm okay with that. I don't want him to leave the MCU because I want to see more of that. What I would honestly love to see, I would love to see a WTF moment at the end where Venom comes in, Tom Hardy's Venom, right? But then goes, but here's the twist, right? Say Spider-Man does not go to Sony's Venomverse, where, their Venom movies. Say they continue the Venom side, but a piece of the Venom symbiote gets left behind, and MCU Peter gets it, and then you get Tom Holland in a black suit. That would be interesting.
I remember when they first did the black suit, they didn't mention a whole lot about a symbiote when they first did it, did they? I think they just made it a black suit and then it went from there.
No, it was they had their plan. It was Secret Wars number 8, and one of the heroes, I can't remember who, I think it was Thor. Thor went in, and Banner had made a machine to make him a suit. And Thor came out, and it was like, Peter was like, "Oh man, nice threads," and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's that machine Hulk made me a new suit." And they're like, "Yeah, Peter, go in and check it out." Well, he goes in, it was during Secret Wars. He goes in to get the new suit, and he's looking at all the different machines. Where it goes up, and there's a little black ball sitting on one of the tables or whatever. And he goes up to touch it, and it crawls on his arm and crawls all over him. And he's like, "Oh wow, it's black, but it fixed my suit. I've got no more tears because they've been fighting supervillains. The superheroes and the supervillains have been put on this planet fighting each other like there's no tomorrow." And he's like, "Oh, cool." But then he starts sort of being a dick to people. Yeah. In that comic, he starts being a dick already. And then that's where they came out and some people said, "Oh, it was made by," I was talking to somebody and they're like, "Oh, it was made by Susan Storm." No, it was this. No, it was straight up a symbiote. He touched it, it crawled up his arm and everything and made the black suit. So, I mean, they had the plan, and he had the black suit for a while. So, You know, it wasn't a cloth suit or anything. It was a ball of goo that took over him. But
Okay.
it could definitely happen since we're moving towards Young Avengers. I could see him coaching. Oh yeah. Yeah, totally. Yeah. I want to see him coach, but I want to see him be I want to see Tom Holland play a more mature Spider-Man. And I'm hoping that No Way Home opens the door for that. I'm really hoping it opens the door for that. And the other thing that it completely totally opens the door for is we could keep Willem Dafoe as Norman Osborn as Green Goblin. Like, it doesn't have to be Raimi's Green Goblin after this. If Spider-Man stays in the MCU, if you know the universe, we've got the multiverse, but if they still have their own separate universes, just like we've got Miles Morales in the comics has his own universe now, they're going down a Clone Saga with him in the comics. But if we can get that, I think, you know, we can have all those actors that played these characters can play them in the MCU. We can get them over. Now, will Sony do that as much? I don't know. You know, I don't think we're going to have all the answers till Morbius comes out.
That's what I'm waiting for. I'm definitely waiting for that.
Yes, it was a fan-made design. They sent it in and they paid him to use it, but it was they didn't have the thoughts of Venom. Todd McFarlane did Venom, but if you go in and look, like, let me see here. I'm going to see if I can find.
Oh, excuse me. What a day.
Secret Wars 8. Ah. Oh, do. Oh, let's see here. No. Okay, digital issue. Oh, you got to buy it for $1.99 now. Yeah, you got to pay $1.99 for the digital issue. But yeah, no, it was a. I remember the panels. It was a little black ball of goo, and his suit's all tore up because they were fighting. And he goes up. I wish I still had those Secret Wars comics, man. I don't even know what happened to them. It was a group of comics that when I was a little kid, but it was cool. But if I had them, man, they're worth money now. Good Lord. I'm not kidding, man. First appearance of Venom is huge. They're all gaining money. You know, you're stuck in another universe because the title is No Way Home, so I feel his home is gone. Yeah, it might be, but I don't know. I don't see Marvel letting him go that easy. I don't see him doing that. I see them continuing to work with Spider-Man in the MCU.
I have a feeling they're going to milk as much Spider-Man as they can, for a while. Cameos in like Doctor Strange, and eventually, he's going to be in Morbius.
Yeah, because I mean that's one of the biggest disappointments I've had with this is we don't have photographer Spider-Man. We don't have like the things that made Raimi's Spider-Man movies great was we got the Daily Bugle, we got J.J. Jameson, we got those situations. Heck, we even had the ones where Peter's got his minuscule tasks he has to do, but stuff happens. It's one thing MCU Peter is missing. That is one thing MCU Spider-Man is missing is like, I got to go pick up Aunt May's medicine and get it to her. But, because she's sick, so I got to get this to her. But, oh, man, Doc Ock is attacking this bank, so I got to go do that. But I got to get Aunt May her medicine so she can get better. And, oh, no, I can't lose it. I got to find a place to put it. Oh, it got knocked out of my pocket. That was one thing that made the Spider-Man comics great was he was not only fighting villains, he always was on a task on something himself, and that it just happened to happen on his path. And he wasn't the kind of person to just go, nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go do this. He always had to try to juggle both of them together. And we haven't really got that with Tom Holland's Spider-Man.
Well, they got Aunt May's a hottie,
Well,
like she's an old woman.
it's okay with the time frame we're in. You got to look back. You look at a lot of stuff from the time period that Spider-Man was made, and the way anybody in their 50s was drawn. I mean,
careful.
I'm serious.
I know.
Look at Mr. Fantastic. Look at Reed Richards. He was in his early 30s, late 20s, early 30s when he was drawn, and he was given silver streaks on the sides of his head.
Yeah.
He was already going gray in his 30s. So, anytime they drew anybody in their 50s, they looked old. And now we're in a time where they don't have to look old. I mean, as far as comic accurate, Raimi's Aunt May was really comic accurate. As far as MCU with Peter being a teenager in 2020,
yeah,
having even if Aunt May was his great aunt, 50s would be this age of Marissa Tomei would be the age of his great aunt. So it isn't like they went and got somebody who was really young to try to play Aunt May. No, they found someone who.
Yeah, Marissa Tomei is a year older than me, and Wednesday I'll be 53. So
yeah, so I mean it was highly possible. Yeah, it's just everybody just looks at it like, oh, that's not Aunt May from the comics. It doesn't matter if she's Aunt May from the comics. The comics are drawn the way they're drawn.
Marissa Tomei,
I've always thought it was weird that Superman was always so buff and everything. It's like he gets his power from the sun. How honestly, what does he do to get buff? Does it make his muscles bigger? You would think he was stronger.
Yeah.
But no, instead it looks like he works out and does everything he can to do what he can do. And it's like, no, it comes natural.
Oh, good night, Mr. Captain Kung Fu. We'll talk to you.
Good night, Captain Kung Fu.
And speaking of birthdays, since mine's Wednesday.
That's tomorrow, Pizza.
No, next Wednesday, the 9th.
Next Wednesday. Okay.
Robbie surprised me with the dress uniform Mego Spock.
There we go.
And Anna, I've been looking for this forever. They started making them again, and it's the original series Klingon.
Nice.
So, I have the Next Generation one and all that, but I wanted the TOS. The last time we at a convention, we saw one, and my buddy Sam that was in the Klingon group with me saw it before I did, and he grabbed it. I was like, because he's just as Klingon as I am.
Speaking of Star Trek memorabilia,
yeah,
I was at the Hallmark store in Kansas City the other day.
Yeah,
we went up there went up there with Ashley's dad took the kids to Legoland and stuff, and there's a little mall across the street, and it's got big stores. And I had a huge Hallmark store, and I didn't realize Hallmark had a Mirrorverse.
Yeah, they have
as well.
Yeah, they have that's the ornaments this year.
Our Mirror.
Every year Star Trek has a set of ornaments that come out,
mm-hmm.
and this year is the Mirror Universe ones. And they have did you see the Tree Topper Enterprise?
I saw the Tree Topper Enterprise and the Tree Topper Death Star, and I wished I had 150 for each of them so badly.
Yeah, I was looking at that, and I was like playing with it. They also have, if you go in the back, they have these little plushy things, like little squares.
Yeah.
One of them it's a set, Kirk and Khan from Wrath of Khan. Then there's Janeway and Seven, from Voyager. Like these little square figures. I picked up a few of those. Every time I think I'm going to get something different for an autograph, something changes. So ever since I'm stuck with Bo-Katan now, I'm just going to stick to pictures there when,
Yeah. You said Seven, and it made me look. Guess who I'm not seeing on this guest list?
She was supposed to be there, Jerry Ryan.
I'm not seeing Jerry Ryan on this guest list anymore.
Did it say she went out or something? Or
I don't know. It just says, William Shatner, Sonequa, Martin Green, Anthony Rapp. Mary Weissman, Wilson Cruz,
Tilly
David Ayala.
Hugh.
Huh?
Tilly and Hugh.
Yeah. Mary Shifo,
Yes, that's
Noah
Laurel.
Agerbach-Katz, Issa Briones, Michelle
Yeah,
Hurd,
it's Librionis. That's from Picard.
J Rob is in the house. How's it going, J Rob?
Hey, there's our J Rob.
Evan Evagora, Jonathan
Yeah.
Del Arco, Terry Farrell, Nana Visitor, Connor Trenner, and Jeffrey Combs.
7 of 9 backed out, huh?
I guess so.
Man.
Well, it's one of those things where
Well, they got to work too. I mean, their schedule.
exactly the situation B. Maybe she may not be there for the same reason that Bo-Katan, Katie Stackhoff won't be there.
Right.
It's highly possible she's filming
Picard. Yeah.
So
it always
they
happens.
added some. They got Connor Trenier there.
Yeah.
I didn't see him. Nana Visitor's there. I didn't see her before. Terry Farrell.
Yeah.
I didn't see her before.
Yeah, Terry Farrell was there.
Oh, she was on there? Dax was on there?
Dax was there.
Okay. I don't remember seeing Kira on there or Trip.
I don't remember Kira before, but I saw her 2 years ago before the pandemic.
And then I don't remember.
I got Anson Mount's autograph too.
And I don't remember seeing Combs on the list either.
Oh, he always shows up around here.
I wouldn't doubt
it's
it.
even better. Jeffrey Combs' birthday is the same as mine, September 9th.
Really?
Yeah.
Ha!
You don't have the same birthday.
No.
So
I
we're
think it's hilarious. Under his name, they put Wayun of Deep Space Nine and CMDR Shran of Enterprise. Like, the dude's got like 20,000 different Star Trek characters.
Oh yeah, he's Wayun, he's Brunt from the
He
FCA.
became the what I love about Jeffrey Combs in Star Trek is he became the returning actor that everyone loved and recognized.
Yeah.
He could play any other character, and you're like, dude, he's back, sweet.
When he was in Enterprise and was
character.
playing, when he was playing the little Ferengi and Shran and everything in Enterprise, I was like, oh, he's in everything, man.
Andorian.
Yeah, the Andorian Shran.
Yeah, you said Ferengi.
He played a Ferengi there too.
There's a Ferengi in Enterprise? I don't remember that episode.
Yeah, he was. It was when the Ferengi took over the Enterprise, knocked everybody out.
I have to go back and watch that show. I do not remember that episode at all.
Yeah, the guy that played Ethan Phillips.
Was that
Neelix?
season 2 or 3?
I think it's 2.
Season
Ethan
2?
Phillips, who played Neelix, was a Ferengi. Clint Howard was a Ferengi. Jeffrey Combs was a Ferengi. There was like 3 or 4 of them when they took over the NX-01. I got to remember this time. I got to bring a something with a birthday candle on it this time.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm going to do a birthday live next week.
Uh-oh.
Hey, don't get on the keyboard, kid.
Jennifer, we're doing good, Jennifer. How are you doing?
Good. We're doing good. How are you doing?
Yeah, we're nerding out over the con. We're trying to see the con.
Yes, we're nerding out. I mean, we got... I'm disappointed she's not on there, though, because I was going to have her sign her ship from Picard.
I got I have her autograph already, and I was gonna just, I'd be like, hey, I'm sure you probably don't remember me. I'm one of the nerds that geeked out in front of you.
Yep.
Or she may remember me from the experience. I don't remember, but
you never know. Well, to circle back, we were talking before we got off on Spider-Man, and our minds go all the way. We were talking about comic books and how we database them. And I know in a past live I talked about comic book price guide. And we talked about CLZ, and I wasn't doing it yet because I didn't want to pay the $15 a year because I already paid the $50 for comic book price guide. So that's a plus with CLZ.
Yeah,
it's only $15. And you were telling me, I think before we started the broadcast, you did CLZ.
I did CLZ. Yes, the $15 appeared to the Ferengi in me. So, hi, Crashly.
Oh, hello.
And the only problem I've had with CLZ is when I'm adding the books in, it won't always scan the barcode all the time. Sometimes
both,
I have to enter it in manually. The barcode
yeah,
number manually.
the comic book price guide one will do the same thing, and there are a couple books I haven't found in there, and I don't know if it's because they're not as just because I mean these apps are made by people, and they may just have flown under the radar. But J. Rob says she has a comic book question. What is your comic book question, J. Rob?
Yes. Harley Quinn is my doppelganger.
So while she's typing that because we got a little bit of a delay.
Yeah.
Crafts with Crashly, isn't it pretty back there though? Haha. You found 15 He-Man mini comics. They're junk. Mail them to me.
No.
They ain't junk.
I know she's asking. The answer is they're junk. You don't want them. Mail them to me.
Look, you can steal from the paparazzi, whoever you want. You don't steal from my J-Rob.
Oh man. J-Rob, shoot me if you can, shoot me a picture of that. Are they He-Man or are they He-Man Masters of the Universe? I mean, there's different kinds out there. If you shoot me a picture, I'll be able to see it and go from there.
I think there's only been 2 comic books so far I haven't been able to find in there, and they're both annuals. One is a Harley Quinn annual.
One store that has the comic book packs you want. She'll get you a couple.
Yeah, one's the comic book annual or the Harley Quinn annual.
Yeah, it won't. There's no barcode or anything on it.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, it isn't a lot. I would say it's probably a grand total of like 3 or 4.
Yeah.
A couple of that I thought weren't in there, I was able to find. I was typing in the wrong thing.
Yeah, this thing, if it doesn't find it in there, I can just enter the book manually. Like enter all the information in.
Yeah.
Harley Quinn annual, whatever. This is the year, the date, where I got it, all that stuff will come in. It says it's the Masters of the Universe. There you go.
It's the Masters of the Universe. If you want to shoot me a pic, if you can. If not, that's fine. You can always shoot Crashly a pic. I want to look those up so I can give you an accurate idea.
Yeah.
Are they bag and boarded, and are they great?
They're mini comics.
What edition have they printed for?
They're mini comics. They might actually be in little tiny bags, sealed if they were never opened, or if they were opened, then they're just out and about. So, oh wait a minute. See, this is a cool thing right here, right? Let's see. It doesn't even have to be comics. That is not really a comic book. That is a children's book.
Yeah.
Universe of Sword of Skeletor. It's about yay big. I've got one packed away because I've got like 3 or 4 of those different types of books there. So that's one thing I like about this app is it has those. So I think maybe I'm just typing in a comic wrong when I don't find it in there.
Yeah.
Because it has so many different things in it that did she send you a pic? No?
She says it's hiding because she's cleaning.
Oh. Oh, it's hiding now because we're cleaning like mad. I'll try and find it. And she gave you hugs. Yeah, so no, it's actually pretty cool that you found those, J. Rob. That's my thing is I love finding stuff random here and there.
She can find while cleaning. I found my lost Apple Watch.
Yeah, she found her Apple Watch.
And Halloween's still in here. I see her name up there, but I started wearing this now. I wore this today for Halloween, my ECH Voyager DS9 uniform, because she commented on my
might go a little longer. We haven't
blue one last week, so I wear red this week.
There you go.
I actually started making a Captain Pike from the Cage. I started making the original shirts. The original uniforms.
Speaking of those remember last week I said I still had a couple short boxes to enter in?
Yeah. Well,
I got those entered in over the weekend. And for those who follow it, and not a lot of people will. They can hate me or not. I don't know, but we're looking at trying to see here. What date was that one?
Let's see.
Can't see the date.
What is it?
27th. All right. I was looking at 3406 is my comic issue collection count with a total estimated value of 16,533. Now, after having all those entered in, I am at 3851 with the total estimated value at 18,263.
That's a lot of trips to that comic thing.
I just started, and just with my Superman boxes done,
Yeah.
and the ones that I've been buying lately, I'm up to 1,300 comics in 58 different series, and I am at oh my god, what is that? $17,175.
There you go.
I haven't even gotten to my Batman box yet, my Marvel box, my like Lady Death and all those, like the Spawn and Gen 13, Youngblood, Wildcats. All those.
That's
What do you
awesome.
store
But
yours in?
again, I'm not trying to sound like I'm rating. Everything I've heard about CLZ says that their price point, like their value, is CGC graded value, and that they do that for if you do send it off to be graded, it gives you an idea on what to select, on what tier to put it in, because CGC charges you based on the value of the book after it's graded. So if you have a book raw and it's worth $100, but if it came back graded at a 9.8 from CGC and is worth $800,
Right.
they're going to charge you in the tier that qualifies for it's the next tier. Like first tier is up to 400 value, the next tier up is up to $1,000 value or something like that. They're going to charge you for that, and from what I've read, CLZ gives you that value of your comic, so you know which tier to put it in if you have it slabbed and graded.
Where is my?
I can only imagine what mine would look like graded because, I've got some of those in there, like my X-Men. Let's see here, collection. Let's go to Spider-Man or Marvel. Spider-Man, Marvel. Let's go down to Uncanny X-Men. Come on. Star Trek, Star Wars. Here we go. Uncanny X-Men. All right, let's look at. WX. I guess I have to go to the old X-Men because it was before they did Uncanny. Okay, so if I just go to X-Men number 79. X-Men number 79. I've got it in here as an 8.0. That one's not showing right. Glitched on me.
This one right now, from what I've entered so far, this is the one right here.
Yeah.
That is right now the top one in my collection right now. $480.
Nice.
Action Comics Volume 1.
What issue?
Oh shit, where'd that just go? Sorry. Yeah. Come on. The one problem with this, if you go off in any way possible, you're screwed. That's the only problem with this, trying to get back to where you were.
Yeah, the comic book price guide app is I've been impressed with it. That's why I went ahead and did it. And like I said, people talk about the pricing. But you know, it's hard to get an accurate price of comics because they work sort of like the stock market, but opposite. They fluctuate every day, but like with the stock market, if your stocks are selling, the prices are going down. The more people unload those stocks, the more they sell, your prices go down because everybody's unloading it.
Stop.
Less people sell, the more they're holding on to, the prices go up because people are wanting to buy it, so the prices go up. Well, with comics, the more people sell, the prices are going up. And it's mainly because of the speculators market. They go, oh, Marvel's making a Moon Knight TV show. So Werewolf by Night, whatever number it is, 15, 25, I don't remember. You know, first appearance of Moon Knight it skyrockets because all your speculators are out there going, sell it. Yeah, get it out there. Everybody's, here, buy it. So they're listing it and people are going out buying it because they're like, oh yeah, I better get this before the show comes out. So when the show comes out, I can sell it even higher. And the more people go out there and bid on it, the more it goes up. And it just fluctuates so much. And I'm not a big fan of, ooh, what's it at today? Check your eBay sold. Nah, I like the overall, what is my long-term thought on this? What did it sell for beginning of last year, beginning of this year, stuff like that. Because I've got West Coast Avengers, the first appearance of White Vision. When he appeared in WandaVision, that book was hitting $250. Well, now it's back down to a $30 or $40 book.
Because all the speculators are done, you know.
Well, yeah, and he wasn't a huge character. It was one fight scene and it went away.
Yep.
So it's like, oh, you know, that's why everybody's so mad about how Taskmaster was done in Black Widow. It wasn't because, it's not. No, it's because they went out and bought a crap ton. These speculators went out and bought 10, 20, 30 copies of first appearance of Taskmaster books, investing a lot of money, and it wasn't even that Taskmaster, so now they're not able to unload them for a profit, so they're upset about it.
Just like when they did with, what was it, Iron Man 3 with the Manchurian?
The Mandarin,
and it wasn't the real one.
Yeah, I mean, you'll have some fans that are like, and I get that, but for the most part, it's speculators. I mean, come on, we've got modern books out there now that are selling for hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars.
Oh yeah.
Invincible #1 from Image Comics. That thing's like a $1,500 comic book now. All because it's got a TV show on HBO Max. Like,
yeah, they go a little overboard sometimes with that. Like I noticed now.
Did you find out what issue number that Action Comics was?
I can't figure out how to get back around to it. It's got the price listed, and then it just says Action Comics Volume 1. I have to figure this. That's the one thing I start to get pissed off with the app is there's so much to it that I have to figure out how to navigate it a little better.
That makes sense. I'm wondering if it was like issue 500 because that cover looked familiar.
Yeah. I noticed the one thing now, even everybody's going with graded now because even Wade now has a wall of all graded books for sale. Like, you know.
Everybody's going
field, the blue line across the top, what it's graded at, you know.
Well, what it is this slabbed comics, it's a speculator's market. The other factor is people are buying more of their comics online. Like I've come to find out that there's a large group of people out there that think that your local comic shop should have their comics priced below eBay pricing. Like, what?
What?
Yeah, if I'm going to get it for eBay pricing, I'll just sit on my sofa and order it. You don't know what you're getting.
Right.
You're throwing dice in the wind. You're gambling that you're going to get the book you want.
Because that guy's probably
you go to an LCS, it's right there in front of you. You can see it. You can feel it. You can look at it and go, yes, this is a near mint comic. This might be a 9.2 or a 9.4. You know that when you walk out the door, so you pay that price.
When you're on eBay,
those pictures and be like, I hope that's the one I'm going to get. And then when they ship it to you, you might, your wife might look at tons of pictures. Your friend who lives in Pennsylvania may look at tons of pictures, and they may come to the conclusion that, yeah, that's a really good book, really good value, will get that one, and then it shows up in an envelope, wadded up in the mailbox. You pull it out, and it's got all kinds of spine ticks, and it's not even close to the value that was paid for it.
Yeah, the guy's probably got 5 or 6 versions of that book, and he took a picture of the best one,
And then grabbed one.
that might not even be the one you're going to get, you know?
Yeah. So I'm just like, I don't like buying online, but slabs are becoming the most popular because too many people do like buying online. You know, people are buying new books slabbed. They are ordering the books and having them sent directly to CGC or CBCS to be slabbed before they even get it.
Yeah.
It's just
What do we got?
hey, Diamond Queen, I didn't even see you sneak in here. You didn't really sneak in here. You came in and started talking. My mistake.
Yay.
Oh, yeah, the new Suicide Squad. We watched it. I enjoyed it. It's an enjoyable film to watch. I liked the first one better because it took itself a little bit more seriously, but that's what everybody loves about this one is that it didn't take itself as seriously.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's got room.
I think I'm not a fan on this one. It's one of those ones I saw it. Okay, I'm good now. If I never watch it again, I'm not going to be upset.
And see, I can watch it. It's a fun movie. It's a really fun movie to watch to me. But overall, I mean, one of the things I wasn't a fan of was the Thinker. Yes, in the comics, he died in a Suicide Squad story arc. He did. But he was a huge Flash villain up to that point.
Yeah.
This one's just like, oh yeah, the Thinker's just been tucked away in this area for 30 years. What? So he's never battled the Flash? He's not done any of that? And then poof, gone.
Gone.
Like, thanks a lot, guys. You just took one of the Flash's iconic villains and poofed him. Oh, because, you know, you're mainstream. All you one of the speedster villains.
Yeah. The person for me in that whole movie that was the best was King Shark.
Oh, yeah. King Shark.
He was the best. All Stallone has to do is the dumb voice, and he's got it. Yeah. Fake mustache and head. Yeah.
Bird.
Yeah.
Num num. That num num.
I like when he had the girl, Rat Catcher 2. He had her up and was like her legs are like going into his mouth. And,
like, would you eat your friends? No.
yeah.
Oh man.
I was telling my mother was going to watch it.
Diamond Queen, you said you haven't seen it. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Pizza. I think we're talking at the same time. I was going to show Diamond Queen 2020 that clip that I got on here. Here's the clip for Suicide Squad. Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh man.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, Pizza, did you watch What If yet? Marvel's What If?
Not yet. I've been with doctor's appointments this last week. I caught up on the only thing I've really watched that caught up on was I watched Lower Decks, and I've been out. I've been running like crazy this last week.
Okay.
We had Val had appointments. I had appointments this week. They're still with the whole thing with the disability for my arm and the nerve damage and all that. I still have to go fill this out. Then they want this done and that done. And since I'm veteran, I have to go to the VA. It's been hectic. And then kids got their appointments, and school starts up next week for us here. So the first thing I have planned, we've been watching, they're rewatching Castle again because we love Castle. But I know What If is on my list and more Titans to see where Titans is going to go.
Dude. Well, you haven't caught up. So for everyone watching, if you haven't watched these and you don't want spoilers, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Boo-doo, boo-doo, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Titans, episode 5.
Eh.
I mean, a good episode, but it doesn't progress the story that much. It's more of a, hey, we've made you, we know you weren't a fan of Jason Todd. We know you haven't been a fan of Jason Todd since the 80s when you voted for us to kill him. And we're going to spend the first 4 episodes of this series making you despise him, making you hate him. And then by episode 5, we're going to give you a flashback on how we got to this point and make you go, well, son of a crap. Because, it's in the comics, for those who know, Death in the Family in the comics, where Jason Todd gets killed by the Joker. Part of the reason the whole situation was going on was because Ra's al Ghul was pulling strings behind the scenes. And when it comes to the Red Hood story arc, you find out that Ra's felt guilty for Robin dying, for Jason Todd dying, took his body and put him in the Lazarus pit and brought him back. But when it brought him back cuckoo.
Yeah.
So that's where we get the Red Hood from. This one, they reference Ra's al Ghul. Like they question when they realize Todd's alive. They go, "What about Ra's?" And they're like, "No, he's doing this." They're keeping tabs on him, type stuff. But they do utilize a Lazarus pit to bring him back. But you also find out that there's someone pulling the strings behind him, making him do what he's doing. And it wasn't the Lazarus pit that made him go crazy. It was his need to get rid of fear. Like if you watch previous seasons, he fell out. It was season 2 where he fell off the building.
Yeah.
And Connor saved him. He's still struggling with that. He was still struggling with the Titans shunning him, thinking he was causing problems when he wasn't. So, he was struggling with that and ended up trusting the wrong person.
Mm.
And it causes problems. So I think they're trying to bring this, get you to hate him, but then trying to bring back this whole, do you really have to hate him? And the whole time you're going, did you see what he did to Hawk?
Yeah,
Right. Like, come on. Not so much Hawk, what he did to Dove, what he did to Dawn. That was like doing that to Dove was sad. That made me sad. Did you watch any of Titans?
A little bit.
Or season 3 or whatever?
Oh, no.
3?
I'm finishing up 2.
Okay.
2 and
There's
all
the
that.
first 3 episodes, but you'll get to it. I'm trying not to spoil it, but
Yeah, I'm fine with spoilers. I know you guys have your thing, but
episode 5 it's a backstory episode. It's giving you an idea of how because you question as you're going, like, what's going on with Jason? Why? Obviously, they're not doing it the way the comics went, so why? Which is fine. I don't think they have to go with the comics. It's its own little universe.
yeah.
It's like DC's versions of What If, right? Now, and episode 5 gives you that. But at the same time, I'm not a fan of the behind the scene, not the behind the guy pulling the strings with Jason Todd. I'm not a fan of his character in the comics. I was never oh yeah, he's awesome. No. I was just like yeah, whatever. He does this. Woo, big whoop. Now, hoping to watch the Suicide Squad 2021 at home. HBO Max is exclusive to the US, and the movie is not streaming on any other services. Yeah, that sucks.
Titans
Just
Gen
need to
is
open up your theaters.
Titans Gen is like I don't know if you've watched Teen Titans or Teen Titans Go, but they're not calling it Teen Titans.
Because it's nothing like those.
Right. It's like Robin, Raven, Starfire, Beast Boy, Connor Kent, Superboy.
when it in the late Golden Age, early Silver Age, the comic books started coming up with sidekicks
Yeah.
because comics didn't start out as little kid stories. It was just a medium that even adults did, and the commission put in that it had to be catered to kids in a sense. There were so many things they couldn't do. They couldn't kill. They couldn't shoot guns. It's couldn't really show violence. So that's where you got that big bang boom type storyboard going. And they brought in sidekicks. All these teenage sidekicks, these kid sidekicks, showing a kid could be a superhero too. And that's where you got Teen Titans from and stuff like that. The Teen Titans, like we had, who were some of the Teen Titans? We had Bumblebee. We had the Harlequin, Two-Face's daughter. We had, Cyborg. We had Robin, Dick Grayson as Robin.
I know a lot of them, and that's what, when you look at the first few appearances of Starfire and all them, everybody was complaining that Starfire was a black woman in Titans. And it looks like Kerwin might have locked up. But the original appearances of Starfire, she had the black woman look to her. And now that they did in the new show, it's a black woman that portrays the character. And it goes from there. But let's see. I think, D-Nick! We're just waiting for Kerwin to come back. There he is.
I'm back! Wow, what happened? We're all froze. It went crazy.
Pizza was about to start monologuing.
The first.
Yes, I'm froze.
And D-Nick is in the house. Did you just do it again?
Nope, I didn't. Gotcha. Frozen time. I'm moving like really slow there. Man, hopefully I catch back up.
There you go. Thank God I'm not a monologuer.
I don't know what happened there. Yeah, it was weird. It just started doing all that Fritzy stuff.
Yeah.
D-Nick.
Hey, Matthew.
But
Go tell
what I
Mom
was saying
to
was, those were the Teen Titans. Well, when they grow up and become adults, they no longer become sidekicks. They become their own heroes, and they form. They're not the Justice League, because the Justice League is still Batman in them. Cyborg does go off and join the Justice League, but the other ones, they create Titans. They're no longer teens, so it's more of an adult themed work, story arcs for them. And that's what Titans is. Like, we've had Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go, where it was more kid-oriented. Now we've got Titans. We've got our actual grown-up show.
what it's supposed to be, yeah. I was saying how everybody complained about Starfire being a black woman. I said, if you've ever seen her in the beginning about what she looked like.
She was drawn that way.
That's the way she was drawn. That's
Pizza has seen Free Guy. I have not.
Yeah, Free Guy. I love Free Guy.
I want to so bad. I'll eventually watch it. I'll get to watch it. I have a hard time going to the theater, paying theater prices to watch comedies. Because
I thought Robbie would be running around now going, catchphrase. Yeah.
but yeah, no, I just, it's just like, and names change too. Like, like you said, Beast Boy. When he first came on the scene, he was called Changeling. So there's different aspects to it. And like I said, I really enjoy Titans. A lot of people have problems. They say it's incoherent. There's a lot of plot holes. There's, the story's inconsistent, which I can see it. I can see where they're coming from with it. But again, if you've read DC comic books, that's why they have Crisis. They do the same thing. They get to a point where they're looking at it and they're going, our readers don't understand what's going on from book to book. Let's have a crisis, get it back on track, reset the whole thing.
Yeah.
And that's what they do. And it's just like,
it gets a little tedious after a while. Like when they just start resetting stuff
over and over again.
Yeah. Crisis in Infinite Earth, New 52, Rebirth. All I'm like, come on, man.
You don't know what to believe. Like, and it causes so many problems, because they'll base a movie off of. Ooh, let's base a movie off this origin story of Superman. And people are watching, going, "What? No,
What the hell is it?
no." Because in the original Superman origin, didn't both his parents die when they were young? Actually, in the original origin, like his mom's name wasn't even Martha, and his dad's name wasn't even Jonathan. They had different names. They just called him Pa Kent. Jonathan was just Pa Kent, and Martha was name.
In the original one, he didn't die. He didn't have a heart attack.
One of them did. One of his, both of them did. It wasn't until after Crisis for the '90s story arc that he actually has both parents.
The '80s, he had both parents too.
But yeah, the Crisis happened in the mid '80s. But
most of the ones I have still have him.
Well, that's the thing, is the stories were so incoherent. They were inconsistent. Like I said, there's a Superboy comic out there where Clark is running around Smallville doing stuff, and he hears on the radio that Bruce's dad dies. And Bruce is already Batman in that comic. He's a young Batman. And he stops and goes, "Oh no, I need to call Bruce and make sure he's okay because his dad just died." So it's like, what?
Yeah, and I noticed nowadays there are too many titles for all these different, for all the different. Like I just counted the other day. There's something like 15 different Batman comics. Mm-hmm. Like Batman Reptilian, Black and White, Batman Superman, Batman Who Laughs. All these. I'm like, give me a break.
Maybe they're trying to expand to different audiences so people see different things.
It's a cash grab. That's how it's
going to be. And they're ruining it. There used to be 4 Superman titles. Back, from when I was real little, it was 3. Now there were 4. Now there's just whatever decides to pop on the line.
There were more than 3, Pizza.
There weren't more when I was younger. Now there's
you had Action Comics, you had Superman, you had Superboy.
No, that wasn't you had Superboy, but that didn't count. I'm talking Superman.
How did Superboy not count?
I'm talking Superman, not Superboy, not Supergirl. There was Superman comics.
How did Superboy? How does Silver Age Superboy not count as a Superman comic book? It is Kal-El. It's Clark Kent.
That's not what I'm talking about.
In the Superman suit, he just called himself Superboy because he wasn't a full-grown adult yet.
But I'm talking
about
Jimmy Olsen Superman himself when he was Superman.
You had Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, which was a Superman story as well. They still had to do with each other.
But if you wanted the actual physical Superman story, it was Action Comics, it was The Adventures of Superman, and Superman the Man of Steel. Now you have Superman in Action Comics, The Adventures of Superman, Superman the Man of Steel. It's like, it's ridiculous. Everything now, I'm like, which one am I on? Because they make them all continue into each one. The story won't just go from the Action Comic ones. They'll go to the next one and the next one and the next one.
Well, the fun thing is when you're trying to line it up, because they changed, like Action Comics was Action Comics up to a point, and then they took that story and moved it over to Superman. Yeah. They took Superman and moved it over to Adventures of Superman, and they started a new Superman Man of Steel comic and all kinds of different things after Crisis. They switched all those titles around and was like, ooh, this way we can focus on this. But no, I see what you're saying. But if you go back, they had Superman's girlfriend Lois Lane, which had Superman story arcs in it. Like you'd have to, they had Jimmy Olsen, Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, had Superman story arcs in it, where you would understand some of it. But at the same time, you also look at the way comics were written then. Comic books it was more of the 80s era where comics dove into a continuing story.
Right.
from book to book. Before, like if you go and pick up a Golden Age or Silver Age action comic, you had 2 stories in there usually. Sometimes 3. Sometimes you got a little snippet of another story, another character. And they weren't continuation stories. It was literally like thinking of those old serials where it was on this episode of Action Comics type thing.
Yeah.
It had a beginning and an end, and then you moved on. They did get to a point in the 70s where, like, you know, they'd have a couple books that would go on, that would play off each other. And then they'd bring in aspects like Bizarro. Okay, you saw Bizarro had a story in this one. Well, then later on, we brought Bizarro back. Let's have him have his own planet and have his own Bizarro Lois Lane, you know.
Well, they had
Stuff
the whole comic books, and then they made them when they started, you know, during the World War II and everything. You got the serials out of them, like the new little 5-minute snippets in front of regular movies. Then you had the radio shows, and that's when even the comic books started going to continuing, like a serial saga type thing.
Yeah,
and then it just continued from there.
But
Granted,
and that
stories were like maybe 2 or 3 episodes long tops, 2 or 3 mag books, you know.
And Marvel was a big one that started doing that. They started doing more of a continuation storyline. You know, you still had character development. The character still developed over time, but the story itself was just you could pick up an issue, you could read it. You didn't have to read the last 3 issues to understand what was going on.
Right.
You didn't, you know, it'd be like, oh, I'll pick up Action Comics number 182, and you pick it up. And now you pick up an Action Comics 182, be very, very careful with it, send it off, have it graded, and sell it. It might be worth a little bit. You never know.
So, Hollow Queen is her husband's waiting for Shang-Chi.
Oh, Shang-Chi's going to be awesome, man. We actually get Abomination with the fin ears. We get a fully evolved Abomination.
The real Abomination?
The real Abomination. I just hope he's still I still hope we get some the same actor in it, because oh man, that was awesome. But yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed Titans. We went off on a tangent there.
Yeah.
Speaking of comic book storylines, What If? See, episode 3 of What If aired last week. If you were here last week for our live, we talked about episodes 1 and 2. It's a T'Challa episode. Halloween, have you seen episode 3? And if you did, what did you think of it? People watching in the replay, if you've seen episode 3 or any of the episodes or anything we talk about, comment down below after you hit that like and subscribe button and notification bell. But what did you think of episode 3? I thought it was interesting. I enjoyed it better than episode 2. Yeah. So spoilers may be happening here. What if episode 3 is what if someone killed all the Avengers?
Oh wow!
And it takes place in Nick Fury's bad week. Iron Man 2, The Incredible Hulk, Thor. It starts out, you know, he's going with Black Widow to try to recruit Iron Man. And he's all, where she sticks him with the stuff to help subside his poison from the arc reactor. Yes, exactly. That's what. Same here, man. That's what I was expecting. And what if, like, the episode 1 and episode 3 are right there with me. Episode 2 was more of a. It wasn't more of a what if. Episode 2 wasn't what if T'Challa became Star-Lord. Episode 2 was what if we made it a what if episode based on T'Challa's character out of. Yeah. But episode 3, so she goes and she sticks him like doing the movie, and he dies. So she gets arrested for the murder of Tony Stark. Coulson's out checking on the hammer. Thor's sneaking into the base to try to get it. Hawkeye's up in the, high point, holding his arrow, like, oh, what do you want me to do? Fury, and Fury's like, hold. And all of a sudden, the arrow looses, and it kills Thor because before he was mortal at that point still. So he kills Thor. So then Clint gets arrested. And then Clint's in the cell, and he dies. And Black Widow's trying to figure out what's going on. She escapes, she gets away so she can try to figure out what's going on. And Fury's like, all these people that I have signed on for the Avengers Initiative are dying. And Widow's, she's talking about the phone. She's like, well, who is there? He's like, well, there was Stark. There was Clint. There was you. There's Dr. Banner. And he's like, and I totally would have got this Thor guy to be on it if I could have. And she's like, so then she goes to find Bruce Banner. So she goes into the events of the Incredible Hulk. And yeah, he gets shot as Bruce Banner. Then he turns into the Hulk. And then as he's fighting the tanks and everything, he explodes. And you're like, what the hell? So then they come and find out, and you come to find out, yeah, there was one person that was killing them all, and it all had to do with the fact that in this timeline, because the whole thing's about one minor change caused all these problems. Well, the minor change in this timeline was Nick Fury had recruited someone to join S.H.I.E.L.D. before they were ever to become an Avenger type thing. And that character died, so another character was getting revenge. And it ends with Nick Fury bringing down Captain Marvel and her and Black Widow and then whatever else they're going to work on. But it was a great freaking episode, man. Great episode. Sorry, guys. I know I spoiled it for you, but man, it was awesome.
I was kind of jonesing for a little Bad Batch this week, but that was our season finale last time.
Yeah. I am looking for something real quick, and I want to read it to you guys. Me and Crashly watched a new show on Netflix. Don't know if you guys have watched it. This show is called Clickbait. It's a limited series. 8 episodes.
I've heard about it.
Oh, it's amazing, man. You got to watch it. And I think we're going to end this episode with me. I think I want to read, a synopsis, a plot summary. This is a short one. Man, that's no fun. I want longer plot summaries. All right. What I'll do is I'll read the synopsis for the show, and then I'll read a synopsis for episode 1. All right. So, the synopsis for the show. Sorry, I'm pulling it up to where I can read it better. Clickbait. All right. So, the full synopsis for the show is: when family man Nick Brewer is abducted in a crime with a sinister online twist, those closest to him race to uncover who was behind it and why. All right, now, my phone died. Episode guide. Let's see here. Episode 1. Pia Brewer races to find Nick when he appears in an online video, bloodied and holding a sign that reads, 5 million views, I die. Dude, the show's awesome. It's one of those, you're watching it and you're like, it's a crime mystery type thing going on, and it's cool. Making a Harry Potter. Yeah, I was reading that. I've heard tons of rumors. Somebody said it was a reboot and this and that, and I'm just like, I'm gonna hold off before I get all that information from them. But let's look it up. Let's say we got 7 minutes. We'll go for 7 more minutes. Let's see. Harry Potter.
How are they going to reboot Harry Potter?
Well, there's talks of Harry Potter and the Cursed Child.
Well, yeah, but that
There's
would
talks
be a
of
continuation.
rebooting it with
Like a whole new cast.
whole new cast.
What?
Yeah.
That would suck.
Let's see. Let's see what the actual rumors are versus everything else.
That's better.
Trying to find something. Here we go. 1 day ago, Harry Potter reboot series in works by Warner Brothers for HBO Max.
Ugh.
Oh, our movie.
A show. The annual update about a possible Harry. This is from, I want to give credit where credit is due as far as rumors go, I guess. This is koimoi.com, koimoi.com. All right. The annual update about a possible Harry Potter progression, and then it turning out to be just another hearsay, has become a trend. Oh, go figure. Rumors become hearsay.
Go figure.
This year, we were pumped with the buzz around the reunion and thought this time things might turn out to be real, since it all sounded like it. But courtesy of Daniel Radcliffe, he dismissed it as well and said he is busy till next year. But all of this isn't stopping Warner Brothers from shaping the world of Wizards further. There's an update on that end. The 8 movies in the Harry Potter series, led by Daniel Radcliffe, are undoubtedly considered the epitome of the franchise. The movies that brought the studio a fortune with making 20 other movies is one of their crown jewels, and in no way one would want to get rid of it so soon. So, the update says they are planning to create a reboot and not in a film format, but there is a twist in the tale. Read on to know everything. Yada, yada, yada.
Talk about clickbait.
Yeah. Meanwhile, talking about the Harry Potter reunion. Harry Potter reunion. Yeah, they don't mention anything else. Stay tuned for more. Yeah, it's clickbait rumors is all I've been able to find on this thing. Let's go to IMDb. Let's see what IMDb says. Harry Potter reboot series. This is not an accurate thing. This is a fan casting. Fan casting. They want Liam Neeson to play Albus Dumbledore, Benedict Cumberbatch to play Tom Riddle, Voldemort, Emma Thompson to play Minerva McGonagall, Nick Frost to play Hagrid, Sheridan Smith to play Molly Weasley, Martin Freeman to play Arthur Weasley. I could see that. Blake Ritson to play Severus Snape. Mark Addy to play Vernon Dursley. I could see that too. Oh yeah, they're going crazy with it. Guy Pearce to play Lucius Malfoy. They want Bill Nye to play Garrick Ollivander. Michael Sheen to play Phileas Flitwick. They want Andy Serkis to be Peeves the Poltergeist.
Didn't they do one about the Harry Potter kids? Like Harry's kids?
That's the Cursed Child. Ewan McGregor to play Gilderoy Lockhart.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, you know who else I can see play Gilderoy Lockhart? The guy who played him. They want David Tennant to play Remus Lupin. Simon Pegg to play Peter Pettigrew. I mean, this is just a full all-out.
David Tennant already played. He already played the bad guy, David Tennant.
Huh?
He already played one of the Death Eaters in that movie.
Yeah. Well, no, not
the one that Mad Eye Moody caught.
Yeah, he was the one that. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Kept doing them.
I don't know why I said not Death Eater, but yeah, that's what they were called, Death Eaters. They want Tilda Swinton to play Sybil Trelawney. She already played Sybil Trelawney, didn't she? Wasn't that Swinton? No, that wasn't Swinton. That was what's her name? The ancient one from. Come on, Halloween, help me out here.
What is it?
Yeah, she played the ancient one in Doctor Strange. What's her name? Why can't I think of her name right now?
Oh my God.
Emma Watson. No, not Watson.
No. Not Emma Watson. Not Emma Stone. Not Emma.
Emma something or other. She was in Stranger Than Fiction.
I'm looking right at her too from Doctor Strange, the ancient one.
Yeah, I know. I'm right there with you. My brain's just frying.
Tilda Swinton, she said.
It
Tilda
was
Swinton.
Tilda Swinton?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, then I was right. I don't know why my brain was going for the other lady. So I was right. I shouldn't have questioned myself when I said Tilda Swinton already played her. D.
Yeah, Emma Thompson was the one hippie teacher with the tea leaves.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Emma Thompson played the hippie teacher.
Yeah,
Tilda
Trelawney.
Swinton, they're saying to play her. Tilda Swinton. I was getting them two mixed up in my head. But no, they've just got this all-star, like, they're wanting them to pay apparently millions and millions of dollars to make this movie.
Any reboot is not gonna. It's not gonna work right. People, it's still too close to the original group. You know what I mean? People are gonna be like, no, Daniel Radcliffe is Harry Potter, Emma Watson, Rupert Grint. You know, they're all the real characters. Don't switch it. Severus Snape is Severus Snape. You know.
Yeah, it to me, it's just. I know the movies are 20 years old, but you don't need to reboot something that's only 20 years old.
No.
Those they stand on their own. Like, I can understand rebooting King Kong. Not a remake of King Kong, but like the original King Kong. Like when Peter Jackson did King Kong. I can understand that. There are a lot of people out there that won't watch black and white movies. You know, I can understand them going, "Hey, you know what? Let's redo it. Let's reboot a musical. Let's do Guys and Dolls again. Do Guys and Dolls." I can see that.
Story. West Side Story.
You know, and that'd be great because there are people who won't watch older musicals.
That's right, Hello Queen. One does not recast Alan Rickman. You cannot recast Alan Rickman. Not in Galaxy Quest, not in Dogma, not in Harry Potter. None of them.
Yeah, and to go back, sorry, I was
Die
too
Hard.
busy looking at other stuff. All right.
Die Hard, my Christmas movie.
Oh, Die Hard is definitely a Christmas movie. 1 and 2 are.
That's
After
right.
that, 3 is a 4th of July movie. No, 4 is a
didn't
4th
even-
of July movie. 3 is just.
I didn't even care about 2. I just 1. That's it.
Both 1 and 2 are both Christmas movies.
1 to me, it is not Christmas until Hans Gruber falls from Nakatomi Plaza.
See, Hello Queen, I'm torn on Fantastic Beasts. I'm going back into chat a little bit because I'm behind. Hello Queen, I'm torn on Fantastic Beasts 3. I want to watch it, but Warner Brothers made me mad because they were like, bye-bye, Johnny Depp, you can't be in it, yet we've still got, what's her name? That one
Yeah, in Aquaman.
lady, whatever, in Aquaman.
Mara. Yeah, she's going to be.
And yeah,
I thought they tried to recast her as Mara.
no, they didn't.
Recently.
They made a statement they were not recasting her. They made a statement that they're keeping her, but they dropped Johnny Depp from all of their stuff. So,
Well, if he
It
wins
is
this
what it
next,
is.
if he wins this next lawsuit, a lot of people are going to be taking him back. I think.
oh yeah. Well, I think one of the reasons we got, you know, the virus. But another reason I think we haven't gotten any Pirates of the Caribbean updates is because Jerry Bruckheimer wants Depp in that. And Disney's going, no. And he's going, okay, I'll film when I film it. Come on, Depp, win your lawsuit so I can get you back.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, no, I like the Fantastic Beasts movies. I want to see the third one. I'm just upset that we don't get more Depp in it because, you know, they're like, bye-bye. And then Diamond Queen said there is also a new Lord of the Rings. Yes, Diamond Queen, there is a new Lord of the Rings. They're calling it Lord of the Rings, but it's because they want to utilize the
A lot of the characters and sets and things.
mainstream fan base of the Lord of the Rings. And what it is, if they came out and said, hey, this is Middle Earth, or if they called it the Second Age of Middle Earth, people who don't know the Lord of the Rings aren't going to understand that it's a Lord of the Rings universe show. Like, they're not, yeah, granted, it's not the Lord of the Rings because it's not the Lord of the Rings, but it takes place in the Tolkienverse. It takes place in the realm of the Lord of the Rings. It's going to be, from everything I've read on it, it is an adaptation of part of the Silmarillion, whatever that word is. Let me see. No, the book's behind some stuff in my dresser. The Silmarillion, I think is what it's called. Giving more of the Sauron rise to power, all of that stuff. It's another prequel in a sense, because Lord of the Rings ended it. When Lord of the Rings was done, all the magical, mystical creatures went their own separate ways. The dwarves went into the caves. The elves went off to the Americas, whatever you want to call it. And the hobbits and the humans stayed, and they just all became humans over time, breeding. But this is supposed to take place in the Second Age, I believe, where the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings were in the Third Age of man. Or it could be the earliest parts of the Third Age. It could be up to the rise of Sauron, up to that battle where they kill Sauron. We don't know. We don't know until it comes out, but it will be awesome. I can't wait. I want to see it. And yeah, D-Nick, you're right. 100% Christmas movie. I love how people try to do that argument, and they went up to Bruce Willis and was like, is Die Hard a Christmas movie or an action movie? He goes, it's a Bruce Willis movie.
Yeah, he's a little too grumpy for me.
Oh, he ain't too grumpy. It's just one of those things where it's a stupid argument. It's a Christmas movie. It takes place during Christmas. The main storyline has to do with Christmas. If it wasn't for the Christmas party, they wouldn't have had and people being off work for Christmas, they wouldn't have been able to break into the Nakatomi Tower. It has a story of an underdog whose family is in shambles, and it's sort of like a Christmas miracle. He defeats the bad guys and gets his family back together, and then we find out 3 movies later that they don't, but whatever. It's a good Christmas movie. It has Christmas music in it.
Yippee-ki-yay, mother...
It's even got Santa in it.
Yeah. I got that shirt. I gotta find my shirt. I gotta find my shirt that says I survived the Nakatomi Christmas party 1987.
Oh, nice. That would be pretty cool.
I'm a t-shirt nut, so
we got to start calling it a go.
Yeah. I
think we went live at 8:07 my time. We're at 10:06, so I would say that's a good hour and a half. And now I have a machine gun. Ho ho ho. Yep. God, I love those movies.
Yeah, they do.
I really want them to make the next one. So far, I think it got put on the back burner, and it makes me sad.
I'm done with Die Hard. After
I'm not.
2,
I want one more. I want Die Hard to go back to being Die Hard. I do.
That's almost like I want another Mummy movie, but I want Brandon Fraser.
Yeah, exactly. But I want a movie. I want a Die Hard movie where McClane is retiring as a police officer. He's at a ceremony, and someone is just going crazy in this building, killing cops. And
Hans Gruber's son.
No, we don't need another Die Hard with a Vengeance. I love Die Hard with a Vengeance, but we've already got the Vengeance part. Yeah. I mean, I just want another movie where he's, doing his thing in the vents and, all that. The whole Live Free or Die Hard movie was just like, I enjoy watching it. It's fun, but it's not Die Hard to me. It's just another action flick. But no, I want that. I mean, we're getting another Indiana Jones, hopefully, if Harrison Ford doesn't keep hurting himself.
Yeah, he keeps knocking himself out, man.
Man, dude needs to understand. Come on. There's got to be a point where you got stunt double, dude. Come on.
Yeah, right. We get it. You're still willing to do your own stunts, but just because you think it's a good idea doesn't mean it's right. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, at least they haven't said, "Ooh, we need to have Indiana Jones fly a plane in this one." No, you don't. Keep him grounded. Harrison Ford does not need to be in the sky anymore. Come on.
Yeah.
Too many incidences with that.
Yeah, really.
But yeah, no, huh?
You said,
But
Okay.
but
Yeah,
yeah, so
last week was science. This week was command. So next week, what do we think?
come on, Halloween or D-Nick, you choose.
I have, you name it, I have it. So I could do Enterprise jumpsuit, sciences. I could do Monster Maroons. I could do 2009 movies. Beyond, I
Well-
can do my.
Pizza, it's your birthday. What do you want to do next week?
I don't even know. I'll try. I might even sit down looking like a Klingon next week for all I care.
That'd be so much fun.
My birthday suit.
No, not that kind of channel.
And nobody wants to see my birthday suit anyway. Hashtag dad bod. Yeah.
Halloween
do-
wants to see security.
Halloween, I do not own a single security. I might own one red shirt from TOS. I'll have to check it out. But I have everything. I have command and
How do
science.
you not have a security uniform?
I'm command and science. That's what I have.
But you're also a Klingon, and who's the one Klingon on the Enterprise?
Yeah, but
security.
I don't do Worf. I do my own Klingon though for that.
Whatever. You could have been inspired by him. Well, you're not a Tasha Yar fan?
So
You're not a Tasha Yar fan? You don't want a security uniform?
see, my security. I grew up with all that. The original series where it's like you see all them guys in red shirts. It's like dead men walking. You know.
That's basically what security was. Like, we need to kill somebody, put them in a red shirt. And then when they bring out Next Generation, it's like, wait, the captain's wearing red.
Yeah. Who's on our landing party? Kirk, Spock, McCoy, Scotty, and we need 4 random security guards in red shirts.
Who's going to not come back?
Really?
Oh, man. But we'll catch y'all later. We'll catch you next week. And until then, live long and prosper. This is the way.
Hey.
Nerdsters out.